Namaste, angels. This is the general weekly reading from April 30th, Sunday, April 30th, through Saturday, May 6th. And so much going on this week. As a matter of fact, so much was going on last week. Somehow I missed one of the celebrations of Mary, Mother Mary, which is, well, odd for me. But yes, Our Lady of Good Counsel was on the 26th, and I missed that. However, tonight, well, it's now this morning. It's now the 30th, Sunday the 3rd. But when I started doing my readings today, it was Saturday the 29th, and I was guided, use the Mary cards for the cross. And I just kept feeling this and hearing and feeling, this idea of using Mary's cards. So finally I said, let me look up, because it still didn't jog my memory of anything else. I said, let me look up what's going on with me, what's all this Mary stuff with me. And it turned out that the 29th was also a feast day of Mary. Our Lady of the Valley is what it's called, but it's the celebration of San Juan de Valle, okay, the viewing of Mary there. I'll tell you a little bit about that from the actual site that is associated with that basilica built out there in the Rio Grande. It's www.olsj basilica.org. Okay? For centuries, Christians have made pilgrimages with a special purpose to holy places. Here in the Rio Grande Valley, hundreds are drawn to the shrine dedicated to Our Lady of San Juan de Valle, and the number of pilgrims continues to grow, averaging more than 1 million visitors a year, or 20,000 per weekend. It is one of the most visited shrines in the United States. The history of this Marian shrine begins in 1920 when the Reverend Alfonso Halber, OMI, built a small wooden chapel in San Juan, Texas, as a mission church of the St. Margaret Mary Church in Pharr, Texas. The origins of the devotion of Our Lady of San Juan de Valle are found in San Juan de los Lagos, Mexico, a town founded near Guadalajara after the Spanish conquest of Mexico. Spanish missionaries placed a small image of the Immaculate Conception in the Church of San Juan de los Lagos. In 1623, an acrobat traveling with his wife and children stopped in San Juan de los Lagos to give a performance. While practicing their act, the youngest daughter lost her balance and was killed. An Indian woman who was the caretaker of the church begged the parents to place the image of the Virgin Mary over their daughter's body and prayed for the Virgin's intercession. The child was then brought back to life. A word spread of the miracle of the devotion to Our Lady under the title of La Virgen de San Juan started to grow throughout Jalisco. Today, she is recognized by many people throughout Mexico as well as the United States. In 1949, Reverend Jose Maria Azpiazu, OMI, became pastor of the parish of St. John the Baptist in San Juan, Texas. He was convinced that fostering a devotion to Our Lady of San Juan would benefit the people and help draw the community together. After receiving permission from the bishop to foster the devotion, he commissioned an artist in Guadalajara, Mexico, to make a reproduction of the statue venerated in San Juan de los Lagos, as this reproduction was first placed in the San Juan Chapel. Bishop Mariano S. Garriaga approved the construction of the new church, and the shrine was built 5 years later in 1954 and dedicated to the Virgin of San Juan. At the time, San Juan was part of the Diocese of Corpus Christi. 16 years later, after its construction, a tragic event on October 23rd in 1970, October 23rd is one of my children's birthdays, destroyed the entire shrine. While 50 priests were celebrating Mass with another 50 people in attendance and 100 school children in an adjacent cafeteria, the pilot of a small, low-flying airplane crashed into the roof of the shrine and exploded into flames. While the overall loss was estimated at 1.5 million, many claim it was a miracle that no one was hurt or died in the tragedy. The pilot of the plane, Francis B. Alexander, was the only fatality. Our Lady of San Juan was protecting her children at that moment. Also, Father Patricio Dominguez, OMI, a missionary priest, along with the help of Pedro Rodriguez, a sacristan, rescued the statue of Our Lady of San Juan de Valle, and Ron Anderson, then a Daitian priest, saved the Blessed Sacrament before the altar was engulfed in flames. After the shrine was destroyed, the shrine's dining room temporarily housed the statue of Our Lady of San Juan. In 1972, Bishop John F. Fitzpatrick separated the administration of the shrine from the parish. He made plans to build a parish church on the site of the destroyed shrine and build a bigger church to serve as the shrine on the grounds north of the former shrine. The groundbreaking for the new shrine took place on November 27, 1976. The new shrine was dedicated on April 19, 1980. Cardinal Medeiros joined Bishop Fitzpatrick and the dedication along with an estimated 50,000 people. The National Conference of Catholic Bishops designated Our Lady of San Juan de Valle a national shrine on March 24, 1998, and the following year, on June 12th, the day before my birthday, Pope John Paul II designated it as a minor basilica. So that's the story of Our Lady de, I'm sorry, the Valley, but Our Lady of the Valley. And pardon me if I got paused. It's like jumping in between English and Spanish, and then they got words in parentheses that, got to look at. Anywho, guess what Monday is? First of all, it's May Day, which is a big day for like the labor community, but also it's the feast day of Saint Joseph the Worker. So now I know why I was hearing Mary telling me to pull out her cards. Saint Joseph the Worker, and this I'm getting from www.franciscanmedia.org. To foster deep devotion to Saint Joseph among Catholics, but I would say among anybody who believes, in Jesus and recognizes Joseph as his stepfather. And in response to the May Day celebrations for workers sponsored by communists, Pope Pius XII instituted the Feast of Saint Joseph the Worker in 1955. The feast extends to the long relationship between Joseph and the cause of workers in both the Catholic faith and devotion. Beginning in the book of Genesis, the dignity of human work has long been celebrated as a participation in the creative work of God. By work, humankind both fulfills the command found in Genesis to care for the earth, Genesis 2:15, and also to be productive in their labors. Saint Joseph, the carpenter and foster father of Jesus, is but one example of the holiness of human labor. Jesus, too, was a carpenter. He learned the trade from Saint Joseph and spent his early adult years working side by side in Joseph's carpentry shop before leaving to pursue his ministry as a preacher and healer. In Exorcisms, the Pope Paul II, I think this is a book that the Pope Paul II wrote, Laborum Exorcisms, I'm sorry. So I think that's something about labor in, what's that language? Latin. Pope John Paul stated, the church considers it her task always to call attention to the dignity and rights of those who work, to condemn situations in which that dignity and those rights are violated, and to help to guide social changes so as to ensure authentic progress by man and society. St. Joseph is held up as a model of such work. Pius XII emphasized this when he said, the Spirit flows to you and all men from the heart of the God-man, Savior of the world, but certainly no worker was ever more completely and profoundly penetrated by it than the foster father of Jesus, who lived with him in closest intimacy and community of family life and work. Reflection. To capture the devotion of St. Joseph within the Catholic liturgy, in 1870, Pope Pius IX declared St. Joseph the patron of the universal church. In 1955, Pope Pius XII added the feast of St. Joseph the Worker. This silent saint, who was given the noble task of caring and watching over the Virgin Mary and Jesus, now cares for and watches over the church and models for all the dignity of human work. Okay, so I'll do like the what's going on in the sky. I'll try to remember to do that during the week. I just picked up these angel therapy cards, beginning with heart chakra, and now I've shuffled to heart chakra, and Archangel Raphael is sticking up. He's doing that because he's the patron of the heart chakra. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, I'm gonna do the cross, beginning with the Mary Queen of Angels cards and health. With this being the month of health and healing, I think this is really appropriate. And Mother knows best. You know what I'm saying? My prayers for healing miracles have been heard and answered. Opening to gratitude. I guess thanks for that. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. Health is back. Opening to tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. Health is back. I'll go one more. It's signs. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continually sends. Health back. I'm cutting. Watched over. I allow myself to feel safe and to enjoy my life, knowing that heaven is watching over my loved ones and me. Somebody jumped out. Oh, love just landed on my foot. Love is the answer to all of my questions. I'm going to stick it back in here arbitrarily. All right, and the overall energy is tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. The feminine about herself. The masculine about the feminine. The masculine about himself. The union. Overall. The outcome. Mary's placement as to what the masculine would have the feminine surrender. This is her spot, Mary, Queen of Angels. Mary, the mother of James and Joseph. What the masculine has resolved to surrendering himself, and what the universe would have the two to surrender here in this placement that I have created for Mary Magdalene next to Jesus's crown. Children. I think this is about a rebirth for us. We are the children, feminine. My heart is filled with love for children which creates miracles and positive change for them and me. I think this is about our inner child and about the rebirth more so than it is about other children. However, we can be in a very Venus-like place right now. That makes total sense. Venus in Aries. She's passionate, but of course she's all about nurturing, mothering. She is the mother. She is Cupid's mother. She is Psyche's mother-in-law. So she's like the mother of all. And we're taking on this kind of energy too. So this has a dual meaning and I like it. The masculine about us. Love. I'm so glad I stuck love back in the deck. Isn't this awesome? Love is the answer to all of my questions. We answer all his questions, in terms of like, why am I here? What is my purpose? It's like this woman or man, this feminine energy, and what they provide to me, like they help to make me whole. Similar to that story I read from the Torah that time about two people who were whole on their own, but when they came together, they formed like a whole new thing. This whole new precious divine union. I love this. Okay, the masculine about himself. Wow. Forgiveness. I'm willing to release old resentments so that I may enjoy my life. So he's seeking forgiveness and he's extending it too. He needs to begin with himself. I hope that's what he's doing also. About the union, Father. Wow. My true Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. So this is the masculine recognizing himself as a divine being, but also then like relinquishing power and authority to the universe, to God. Love that. Overall, trust. I know that God in his infinite wisdom and love is answering my prayers right now. What's the outcome, masculine? What you got for us? Marriage, boom! How you like me now? I make a commitment to healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. Sitting right here underneath love and forgiveness, next to father and father mirroring children. How blessed is this spread right here? The feminine, she's willing to let go of, just being uptight and appreciate life. She's willing to give in to joy. By enjoying this moment fully, I am giving thanks to God for my life. She realizes this now. They can't walk around with a puss on all the time, with the, oh, woe is me. We got to appreciate the fact that we're here and that we were chosen for this, that we are among the elect. Not even only the elect of those, some of us the illumined, but all very special and necessary in our own right. I've spoken before about like armies and a private being just as crucial as, a brigadier general. Both human, both lives important, both lives valuable, both children of the Father, both people who are loved by their more local families here in this plane, and both necessary to the military, or else there wouldn't be a space for them. We wouldn't have privates if we didn't need them. So this is the way we have to think about the elect as well. Every single person, even though we don't do the same things, we don't have the same gifts, that's fine. It's a matter of fact, it's beautiful because it's the way the universe made us. It's the way the Creator put us here. But then once we got here, we were given special assignments, and this is it. Everything that we've been through is for this moment right now. All right, let me get back. I'm sorry. So the masculine, what he's willing to say, wow, faith. Maybe he didn't believe before. Maybe he didn't trust before himself, the universe, nothing in marriage. Who believes in love and all that kind of stuff? But now he does. Now he's willing to, just give into it because he knows that not only does it exists around and within him. I have faith in God to heal this situation. So back to the healing, and it's sitting right here underneath the Father. So he has faith in the Father, and the faith sits here in the spread underneath the Father. How awesome is this? Okay, what will the universe have? Have some hope, okay? I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. This is what we both have to give into. It's not too much to ask if you ask me. How beautiful is this spread? Fathering, mirroring children, and vice versa, with love and forgiveness here in the center. And the masculine seeing the feminine as love and himself as forgiveness, and the need to extend it and to ask for it, to seek it, so that both can come to meet in a place of trust, and that the outcome is, a happy marriage, a joyous life, faith-based life with the two believing, in something larger, a higher vibration than themselves, the universe, or I would call him Father, just like it's pictured here. Just have a little hope, or continued hope, and soon all of this, if you haven't already manifested it in your life to the point where it's tangible and you can feel it and you can see it, all of this on its way. Wow. I'm excited to see what else. I'm going to have to shake those up a bit when I go to do the advice, because we're going to want to have an opportunity for marriage and love to show back up, aren't we? So I'm beginning here with the 5 of water, which is the oh, woe is me. It's completely the opposite of the other spread. I saw a lot of 5s that was the 5 of water, the 5 of air, the 5 of earth, like all the funky ones too. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, and crying over spilled milk. So yeah, this is certainly my oh, woe is me card. Opening to the 7 of fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. 7 of fire back. Opening now to the king of earth. I like the king of earth. He's generous, professional, responsible, and practical. He can be a male or a female. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. He is a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or somebody taking on that energy. Opening to the 2 of earth. I'm not a fan of this one, and certainly not as much as I am of the king of earth. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So this can be about the need for balance. This can be about the need for faith. 2s mean faith. And faith basically in yourself. This would be the hope. Okay, so on a positive note, this is the hope. Maybe on a less positive note, and maybe this is me, you know, being a 5 and like, oh, woe is me and all that kind of stuff. But on a less positive note, for me, it's deja vu from hell. The 2 from earth. The 2 of earth, rather. It's like we keep coming to the same crossroad over and over and over again. And the definition of insanity is like this. It's when you continue to do the same thing over and over again, like in the same way, expecting a different result each time. That means you're insane. Okay, things don't change. We have to make the change. So it can also be about that. And it can be about a decision, I would say, of something of the earthly. So that can have to do with people. That can have to do with a job. Maybe, you know, again, on a more positive note, do I take this job? Spirit says yes, right? Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. 2 of earth back. Opening now to the 5 of air. I told y'all, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. So 5s can be about like difficult energy, energy that needs to be cleared, change, and conflict. The 5 of air specifically to me is about conflict in which we ourselves had a hand. Even if it wasn't malicious, like even if it was inadvertent, innocent, we didn't realize until after this thing occurred. We're like, oh, it's because I, you know, told so-and-so, I gossiped, or, you know, things like that. Like we did something that we know we shouldn't have, but we might not have thought was a big deal at the time. However, it becomes a conflict for somebody, and perhaps something hurtful for someone. Here, it's opposite the 2 of earth. So it could have to do with, again, a decision. Maybe we make an unwise choice with regard to whatever this decision is. Yeah. 5 of air back. I'll go one more. It's the wheel. Thank goodness. With Archangel Maya. I wanted to get rid of this 5. A time of positive change. The situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. 10's also about clearing of energy and bringing in new energy. A 10 without the 0 is, you know, a 1. That's a new beginning. Time of positive change. The situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. I have been feeling, on a more serious note, that a lot, wow, the 2 of fire, you've come into your own new partnerships or contracts, continue to move forward. A lot of these masculine, like in the 3D sense with which we're familiar, really do want to get married. That is what a lot of them are working on. That's not to say that they don't have these other relationships going on, because a lot of them do as well. But they're trying. I've been seeing it. I've been feeling it, and it's been coming up in my cards that they're trying to get out of these other situations. But in some cases, they've done something 5 of airish that's complicated things. You know, they made a poor choice. Anyway, 2 of fire. On a more positive note. And so there's partnership of some sort going on here. This is the general reading, not the love reading, so it can be business partnership. But it's awesome nonetheless. Especially when I'm looking at marriage and heart chakra. It's really awesome to have the Two of Fire here also. The masculine is the Three of Water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. The need to have more fun. Surrounded by the Emperor with Archangel Michael, organization and logic, structure and discipline, also leadership. Emperor representing the sign of Aries or other fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius. Sometimes for me too, the Emperor represents just the planet Mars, which rules both Aries and Scorpio. Speaking of Scorpio, in the masculine subconscious, it's release or death, which represents the sign of Scorpio or the water sign. The end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. So this could certainly be about the fact that, for example, Mars is in Gemini right now. Mars, the planet Mars, is active. And with regard to Aries specifically, Venus is in Aries. You know? Okay, so the feminine, speaking of Mars and Gemini, maybe in like creating a difficult situation for an air sign or from an air sign, some betrayal, some backstabbing, maybe having to do with an air sign in either direction. But it's the end of a phase of this, you know, difficult situation. We should embrace the change, right? Welcome it and expect things to get better. We should have hope, like the first spread showed. Somebody may even be recovering from an addiction. Now, this addiction can be a substance. It doesn't have to be, though. It can be any person, place, or thing upon which we're codependent. So it can be like a bad relationship, a three, right? A party of three, you know, that's toxic for us. Maybe that resulted in some betrayal, some backstabbing, some, you know, lies and deceit and just hurtful stuff. Maybe that's what the Five of Air was here about. Somebody's action resulted in this. Maybe it was the masculines. Maybe that's why he's seeking forgiveness and trying to forgive himself. He's so sorry that he, you know, brought this upon not only himself, but the feminine and the union, you know, because we didn't need it. Also, for some, yeah, you are recovering from an addiction. That can be a substance. That can be sex. That came out of my mouth today and it's coming out again. Some of us are addicted to sex. Some of us are on drugs. Some of us are alcoholics. Some of us, you know, smoke and other things we're trying to get rid of. I was a smoker for, you know, a while. When I was like, oh goodness, I think like 12. They used to give out free cigarettes. It used to be like these tiny little boxes. It's like the same way the boxes contains 20. It was like a box of like 4 cigarettes, and they would give out Lucky Strikes. They had no filter. Hand them out for free on the corner as samples to get people to smoke. And that's where I got my first ones. Anyway, this card is about an end to all of that and things finally getting better, and we should look forward to it. Surrounding the feminine, the High Priestess, who is a Gemini or perhaps a water sign like a Scorpio. Listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. So yeah, the real High Priestess is in fact a Gemini. But this card in the tarot tends to represent water signs. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Look, we have a 3 opposite the 3. 3 mirroring 3. It's awakening here in the feminine subconscious. So we're thinking about this situation. We're taking a step back to look at it again. Look at things from a different perspective. You may be at a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. So it's important to be true to yourself is what this means. If, for example, okay, I'm going to go there. This does have something to do with a birth announcement, and the masculine just had a baby with somebody other than you. That was the backstabbing. That was the betrayal. You're taking the step back to look at the big picture and seeing the fact, but he wants the marriage with me. He wants the divine partnership in business, love, and otherwise, and all of the above with me. Have I asked my angels for help with this? Maybe I haven't yet. I got to get into my heart because I got to admit, now's my chance, my time to admit to myself that regardless of all that, I'm in love with this man. And then decide where I want to go from there. What that means. Does that mean I just go into total forgiveness and it's fine? I still welcome you? Or what happens? But use the opportunity to take a look at all of that. Crowning, the Six of Earth. This is one of my favorite cards. Represents the signs of Taurus and Libra to me because it represents the planet Venus, and she rules those two zodiac signs. Gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts. And with regard to love, at least as far as I'm concerned, this is, definitely like the song, Give Me All of You in Exchange for Me. Because this is about equity and equality and justice and righteousness and love, and all those things are equal love in my mind. At the roots, that Two of Earth is back, that decision. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So go in honest and lighthearted when you make this decision. We got two twos here too. Not only do we have two twos, they're crossing one another. So use your intuition when making this decision. Have faith that the universe has got your back when making this decision, that you will receive justice and fairness and equality and equity, and all those things there, and love, most importantly. Sorry, I thought I felt something else coming in, but I lost it. At the heart of the matter, it's the Queen of Air, who's independent, experienced, realistic, and witty, objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you and seeing the humor in the situation. Queen of Air sitting, she's like here so many times over as the planet Venus. This can also be the planet Venus. Venus, a ruler of Gemini, but also a ruler of Libra. So the two air signs, this can be an Aquarius also, but it sits here next to the High Priestess, who is again Gemini. We have the Queen of Air crossing release or death, and Scorpio, both of these being about cutting out what doesn't work and what's not for you, getting rid of these things and leaving them for dead, like never revisiting once you cut something off with the Queen of Swords sword, or once you hit them with the stinger of the scorpion, you're done. So again, getting back to this limbo that we're in, maybe because we have to make a decision in this regard, we want to be honest with ourselves about what it is we want, because there's no going back to undo the decision once you pull a Queen of Air or a death card on somebody. Okay. Next card's upright. I'm going to use it to further clarify the Ten of Air. For some of us. Aww. What? Okay, so the difficult times end, right? That goes away. I was just talking about the masculine wanting to, actually marry the feminine. The Knight of Water comes through to clarify that. So to make up for, I'm so sorry that I caused whatever it is I caused here. However, right now, I am emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative, and falling in love, maybe even making a wedding proposal to you. There's a need to balance emotions, to get things together, to release this negative and to take on more positive, with the even exchange of the Six of Earth. And I may even invite you out, ask you out on a date, an invitation to a social event. Let's use this one for the Three of Water. The Ten of Earth, a very happy family life. So this can still be about a child or somebody being added to a life, to a family, but it doesn't have to be. But that could certainly be part of it, a very happy family life. Also, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So for some, this is about justice, because again, this is the general reading and it applies to different people different ways. For some, this is about justice and getting some financial and material abundance as a result, maybe of a court case or something like that, or just, it's gifts of money and time and things like that. And that's cause for celebration. That's a more positive reason for this Three of Water. Cause to celebrate that now I can afford to buy the diamond ring I wanted to buy, or the home that I wanted to buy for us, to put a down payment down, so to go half on a life together with this man or woman here on the feminine side. What else? The Two of Earth. Ace of Water. Falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. So as I was saying, maybe this is a home purchase, putting money down. Maybe that's part of the decision for some. For others, this Ace of Water is this Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, and making a decision about them. Perhaps, again, where do I want to go from here with them? Taking a step back to look at that situation. Do I want this new beginning? And, if I'm honest with myself, the answer is yes. And here we have this divine, this blessed new beginning together. I'm going to take it. These I want to shuffle a little bit because, again, I want us to have an opportunity to have marriage. Here's patience. I think we all need to see that. And truth. Okay, being honest here with ourselves and with one another. An opportunity to pull those, love and marriage cards again. Patience back. And opening to compassion. I see and feel others' points of view. Okay? And I see them with forgiveness and kindness. Patience back. Giving and receiving. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. Patience. And integrity. I trust my ability to know what's true for me. I'm going to cut. And I've come to grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creations. This speaks to what I was talking about earlier, and the equality among, human beings, humanoids, and the necessity for us all. Father, the overall energy here. Going to my angel therapy cards by Doreen Virtue, beginning again with heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Okay? This is the decision, and this is all about the heart. This is love and emotion, the Ace of Water. Be open to giving and receiving love. This is the third message of this type that we're getting. We got it from Mother Mary. We're getting it here with the Six of Earth, and now from the angels and angel therapy, specifically maybe Archangel Raphael. Opening to vegetarian, vegan, fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. I was trying to be vegetarian today. I ate like a bunch of flax and lettuce and herbs and stuff. Opened to mediumship. And drank plenty of that alkaline water. Mediumship again. And crown chakra, which goes hand in hand with mediumship. You have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. Mediumship back. I'm cutting. Vegetarian, vegan back. And speaking of heart chakra, the overall energy is Archangel Raphael. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. And lastly, beginning with teacher, which to me, at least in this reading, I mean, it means different things all the time. Sometimes it means Jesus to me. Right now, it's meaning life experience. So all of this, the teacher that all of this is, if we did have to go through something that was difficult, 10 of air, 5 of air, we got to cut somebody out of our lives, Queen of air, death, release. We have somebody that's being overbearing, in an unattractive way in our lives that maybe we got to remove them, this sort of Aries or maybe Leo or even, something energy gone wrong that we got to cut out, and what we learn from all that, and then taking only the positive aspects of it and leaving, what's negative, any resentment and all that kind of stuff behind. Opening 2, trust. Again, trusting in the situation, trusting in the universe, trusting in ourselves and our mate. Says Vishnu. Trust now at the bottom. Opening 2, energy healing and Merlin. Trust. Meditate, says Buddha. That will help you to maybe get more in better touch with your intuition, maybe get in better touch with yourself in general in order to be honest. You should sit down and think if you're one of the people that has to make one of these very serious decisions, especially if it has to do with a decision, as to whether or not to keep or release somebody from your life. Meditate is back and choose peace as I say those words. You got to make a decision. Pick whatever is on the side of peace. And lastly, find the blessing in your current situation, even if it is a difficult one, says Krishna. Choose peace back. I'm cutting. Take charge of this situation, says Moses. He wants us to prioritize ourselves and get to this decision making. Mother Mary just jumped out of the deck with nurture yourself. This is do you, basically. If we've been living and or loving for other people, cut that out and instead, again, prioritize ourselves. Mother Mary. I'll just put this here. Our overall energy is drink more water with Queen Oshun because we are all still ascending, getting better and better every waking moment. And further to that, the Ascended Masters say to the masculine, artistic expression with Paul the Venetian. So if you need to, speak your truth, step into your divine self and, exchange some kind words, some love, maybe propose. Here's Paul the Venetian guiding you to come up with unique ways, to share your feelings. And for some of you, to get back to yourselves and what you like to do as an artistic or creative outlet. And that can be, that can lead to this abundance and celebration. This could be celebration of you and your work, artistic work. And it doesn't have to be visual art. It can be any kind of art. I'm seeing other arts too. Could be music. Could definitely be music. Something about which you're passionate. As I put my hand here over both the Emperor, which is that fire and passion, and artistic expression at the same time. Wow, peace offering, white buffalo calf woman. So you guys know I have to tell you all the time that when I pull this card, somebody dies. Usually somebody or a few somebodies that the elect know. Those of you watching my videos, you'll know somebody. In many cases who will pass away, also a celebrity or two. On another note, however, this can be, and getting back to the reading and maybe more positive note, this can be, like I said, they want to exchange And this is here in the center, this six of earth. So we can give, we can receive. This can be the feminine being the knight of water and giving of herself to the masculine, asking the masculine out on a date, or making some other kind of offering, extending the olive branch. Maybe if he feels bad and she's aware of it, that he did something wrong, for example, she's going to be the one to reach out and let him know that he's welcome back, or vice versa. That's the peace offering. But it can actually be a ring, like offer a ring. Indigo, the person you're inquiring about is an indigo, meaning a highly sensitive, natural-born leader. Masculine, this is you. But I think you're already coming into that. You're already beginning to understand this. If the first spread is indicative of it. So this is reconfirmation for you, basically. That yes, you are on the rise. You are ascending. You are, a cosmic and/or angelic being. Feminine, from the angel therapy cards to you. Workshops and seminars. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. So I think that's the important part of this, for this reading and for us. The teaching and learning, giving and receiving. We started with teacher. This is more about learning about ourselves, learning about our partner, and learning to be more forgiving, learning to be more compassionate, and to share and exchange love. From Mother Mary to the masculine. Watched over. I allow myself to feel safe and to enjoy my life, knowing that heaven is watching my loved ones and me. To the feminine. Forgiveness. I'm willing to release old resentments so that I may enjoy my life. So this is about making that peace offering again, letting go of the old and the painful. That allows the sun to come out. I think the S-U-N and the S-O-N, because the Archangel Uriel is here with his self and name, meaning God's light. God's light is the S-U-N and the S-O-N, of course. This all shedding light on things, on the truth, on things that were hidden in the dark. But at the end of the day, all about a happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. All we have to do is have confidence in ourselves. And lastly, to the masculine, from the angels, the Eight of Fire. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once, and you may even be on vacation. From the feminine. I hope that you guys enjoyed the weekly. Namaste, angels.